In operations, a commander will constantly seek to maintain the initiative, to gain information about the enemy, and to ensure the security of his own force. These requirements can in part be met by active and aggressive patrolling. Even with the advent of new weapons and equipment which improve the commander's capability to obtain information and inflict damage on the enemy, patrolling continues to be important, as its use is limited only by the ingenuity with which it is employed and the energy and skill of its members. This production is infantry-oriented, primarily at the battalion level. The reconnaissance function of other brigade and division troop units, tactical aviation and special long-range patrols are handled in separate productions. Patrolling requires the highest degree of leadership, discipline, initiative, resourcefulness, skill in weapons and fieldcraft, and the will to win. A patrol is a detachment sent out to perform an assigned mission, normally involving reconnaissance or combat. The requirements of the mission determine the size, organization, and equipment of a patrol. A patrol may vary in size from 3 individuals carrying light weapons and minimum kit to a specially armed and equipped company-sized group. Patrols are used to gain information on the strength and disposition of the enemy and on the terrain, to deny information to enemy patrols about our deployment and approaches to our positions, to harass the enemy in his home areas, to provide security by clearing areas of the enemy, checking minefields, guarding the flanks, maintaining contact with other organizations, by covering gaps and giving early warning. To gain and retain the initiative by destroying the enemy and subsequently dominating the ground between opposing defended localities. To act as escorts for reconnaissance parties and key personnel, and to provide a degree of security for selected locations and installations. Patrols are classified as reconnaissance, fighting, or standing patrols. Reconnaissance patrols gain information by observation and operate primarily by stealth. They avoid fighting and their size is kept to a minimum. Their more routine tasks include collecting information on the terrain and on enemy activities, locating and defining the extent of enemy positions, obtaining details of enemy obstacles, investigating suspicious noises made by the enemy, and conducting a reconnaissance of areas that may be contaminated by fallout or chemical attack. Fighting patrols are tasked to intercept and destroy the enemy, to disrupt or destroy enemy headquarters, communications facilities, or logistics installations, and to capture prisoners or equipment. They may also be tasked with protection of various specialists, parties, or activities. Fighting patrols are seldom smaller than a section or larger than a platoon. Each patrol is large enough to be able to fight to achieve its mission, and its members are equipped with the weapons, special equipment, or vehicles considered necessary to achieve the mission. Standing patrols are established to give early warning of enemy movement and to prevent enemy infiltration. They should be kept as small as possible, usually from 2 or 3 men to a section or more. When in position, the patrol is well concealed with all-round protection, and it is prepared to fight in self-defense unless specifically ordered not to do so. They watch approaches that the enemy is expected to use, cover the dead ground in front of and between defended localities and the forward edge of the battle area, and watch the entrance to all minefield lanes which cannot be covered from the main position. Unlike other patrols, standing patrols do not maneuver to achieve their mission. They guard with direct and indirect fire, as well as observing and reporting using, if possible, both radio and line communications. All patrols, irrespective of the level at which they are ordered, must be adequately supported by all available indirect fire, with patrol personnel trained to call down fire as required. Staff functions surrounding patrolling involve planning, organization, and coordination of patrol activity, provision of briefing data, extraction, recording, and dissemination of information gained from patrolling, and arranging unusual transport and supplying special equipment. The patrol policy for the division front includes authorization for types of patrols and their missions, objectives of the overall patrol effort, coordination of patrolling activities, and any imposed restrictions. Brigade and battalion plans are made within the framework of this policy. Patrols are coordinated by the Brigade G3 and G2 staffs in accordance with the patrol policy and the requirements of the Surveillance and Target Acquisition Plan and the Intelligence Collection Plan. These requirements are published in the form of a patrol task table, which contains the basic tasking and coordinating information on each patrol to be sent out. A task table normally covers a 24-hour period, giving the tasked unit time for pre-planning, rehearsals, briefings, acquisition of needed information on the ground and on the enemy, and acquiring any special equipment necessary to complete the mission. Reconnaissance and fighting patrols are planned, tasked, and coordinated by division and brigade, while standing patrols are planned at company level and coordinated by battalion headquarters. A battalion can, however, mount any type of patrol within its area of responsibility. Coordination is an ongoing process involving various headquarters, continuously updating information and interrelating activities. General coordination measures include patrol boundaries, which are established and advised to all concerned, fire plans and activities associated with other arms and units, making available technical information on minefields, water obstacles, and going for armored fighting vehicles, and advising flanking units and formations of patrol activities to ensure that operations in one area do not prejudice the success of others. The brigade staff ensure that all relevant information is made available to patrol leaders. This includes the latest maps, air photos, and any other information which will assist the success of the patrol. Patrols will normally move on foot, as well as by vehicle, by helicopter, or by small boat. Whatever transport means is employed, the basic principles of movement and security must be practiced and all equipment thoroughly prepared. The choice of conveyance will be determined by time available and distance to be covered, by the weight of weapons and equipment required, by the degree of stealth needed, and by the contamination level of the patrol area. As soon as a patrol returns, its commander is debriefed by the battalion intelligence officer on all aspects of his mission. The resulting information is then passed to the Brigade G2, where it is sifted, analyzed, and cross-checked. It is then processed into intelligence and disseminated as soon as possible. Patrolling is an essential function, providing detailed information and increased security within formation boundaries. It is continuously conducted at night and during periods of poor weather and low visibility. Patrolling is an age-old art, but is still an essential part of the modern battlefield.